If you're looking for products that people are willing to pay extra for, a personalized gift is hard to beat. Whether it's for a birthday, anniversary, or Christmas, a personal gift adds a special touch that makes it far more meaningful than something off the shelf. And that makes it a great product to create and sell. In today's video, I'll show you how to create a personal gift using acrylic and a laser machine. We'll go through the whole design process, laser cutting, assembly, and then take a look at the finished results. Let's get started. When you buy a machine from us, you'll get access to the MaxLaser Academy, where we teach you how to create designs and get the most out of your machine. First, I start the same way by going onto Pinterest to look for coaster ideas. I'm scrolling through different styles, layouts, and design inspiration to see what could work. This is just the idea stage, where I'm figuring out what direction I want the design to go before I start building anything in software. Today I'm going to show you how I create this acrylic coaster design from start to finish. I start by drawing a square at 110 by 110 millimeters. Then I round the corners using a 20 millimeter radius on each corner to create the coaster shape. Next, I add my main text and choose a font that fits the style I'm going for. Once I've found something I like, I size it up and position it roughly where I want it. Then I add a second piece of text for the center. For this one, I use a different font to create some contrast and give the design a bit more character. At this stage, it's really just about experimenting. I'm moving the text around, adjusting the sizes, and playing with the layout until everything feels balanced. Once I'm happy with the typography, I go to File, Import, and bring in a vector image that I found online. Since it's not a vector yet, I use Outline Trace and select the logo preset. I set the color mode to black and white, let CorelDRAW trace the image, and then click OK. After that, I delete the original image and keep only the vector version. I resize it, place it in the center of the coaster, and check how everything looks together. To make positioning easier, I add two guidelines through the center of the design and enable snap to guidelines. This allows objects to lock neatly into place while I'm arranging everything. I move the vector to the position I want and then continue adjusting the text until the composition feels right. Now it's time to prepare the text for engraving. I select the text and convert it to curves. Then I go to Object, Shaping, and choose Weld. The reason for this is that many script and cursive fonts contain overlapping shapes. If those overlaps aren't welded together, the laser may engrave unwanted lines or gaps. Welding combines everything into a clean single shape. Next, I use the contour tool to create a small offset around the text. This gives me some separation between the text and the tree graphic, so the artwork doesn't cover the lettering. Once the contour is created, I break it apart, fill the contour shape with white, and move the tree into position. Then I use the contour to trim the tree graphic. After the trim is complete, I delete the contour because I've already used it to create the spacing I need. I also take a moment to clean up the tree vector by deleting any tiny unnecessary pieces that could cause engraving issues later. Now I need to make sure the tree stays inside the coaster shape. To do that, I draw a large rectangle around the coaster and combine it with the coaster outline. Then I use that shape to trim the tree graphic. After that, I break the combined shape apart again and delete the rectangle since I no longer need it. For the cut line, I select the coaster shape and apply a red hairline outline. The red line will be used for cutting, while all the black artwork will be engraved. I then group all of the engraving elements together. Because we're engraving on the back of clear acrylic, the entire design needs to be mirrored. So I flip the artwork horizontally to make sure it reads correctly when viewed from the front. Finally, I group everything together, duplicate the design until I have 4 coasters on the page and the file is ready for production. Let's move on with keychains. I'm jumping onto Pinterest to gather some inspiration. I'm just scrolling through different styles, shapes, and layouts to see what stands out and what feels worth bringing to life. This is where the idea starts forming. Before anything is designed, cut, or engraved, it all begins here. Next, I head over to Duffon to look for a font that fits the design. I'm scrolling through different styles until I find something that matches the vibe I want for the keychain. The font is important because it gives the design its personality before we even start cutting anything. Now I start building the actual keychain shape. I begin with a rectangle and resize it to around 80 by 30 millimeters. That's my sweet spot, not too big, not too small, but still practical. Of course, it can be scaled depending on the design. Then I curve the edges until it becomes a smooth capsule shape instead of sharp corners. After that, I use the contour tool and offset it inward by exactly 2 millimeters to create a clean inner border. I break everything apart with Ctrl K, then combine it again with Ctrl L and fill it in black. Now the base keychain shape is ready. Next, I add the text and change it to a thick, bold font. I center it inside the border and scale it up carefully until it fits perfectly within the shape, matching the border almost exactly. Once everything is lined up and looking clean, I weld the text and the border together. This turns it into one complete curve. The text and outline are now fused into a single solid design. Now I move on to the sections where the gaps are in the design that will later be filled with bronze mirror acrylic. Right now, we only have the main keychain shape with the text inside, so these inlay pieces still need to be created. To do that, I draw a large rectangle over the entire design and use the trim function with the keychain shape. This allows me to generate the inner cut shapes based on the design itself. Once that's done, I break everything apart with Ctrl K and remove the outer rectangle, leaving only the inner shapes. I then adjust the colors so I can clearly see what will be cut from the mirror acrylic. Now the inlay pieces are defined and ready. Now I create the keyhole, where the keychain will attach. First, I notice the outline is a bit too thin, so I use the contour tool again and offset it outward by 1 millimeter. I weld that with the top layer to strengthen the shape, but this causes the design to merge and the text disappears. To fix that, I select the inlays and base layer again and trim them back into place. Then I go to Object, Shaping, and select Boundary to recreate a clean outer outline. Next, I draw a small circle and use a guideline to find the exact center. I resize it to about 1.7 millimeters and place it precisely on the center point. Then I trim the circle through both the base and top layer to create the hole and delete the circle. The keyhole is done. Now I prepare the file for laser cutting. I separate all the layers so everything is clearly organized. Then I select everything, remove the fill, and change the outline to red. After that, I switch the outline to hairline so the laser can read it correctly. And just like that, the file is laser ready. And that's it. From here, I just repeat the exact same process again with a different name for the keychain. Everything stays the same. Same steps, same workflow, just a new design each time. After that, it's ready to be exported and sent to the laser. Done. First, I start with a rough idea. I want to make laser cut magnets. I use ChatGPT to help me come up with a few starting design ideas, just to get the creativity flowing and see different directions I could take. Then I take those ideas and turn them into a proper prompt for Gemini, so I can generate more visual concepts from it. This helps me go from a simple idea to actual design inspiration before I even open the software. Now I start building the magnet shape. I begin with a rectangle that's 50 mm wide and 70 mm high. Then I round the corners, but not evenly. I fully curve the top two corners to 25 mm, giving it a soft, rounded top. For the bottom two corners, I only curve them slightly to 5 mm, keeping a bit of structure at the base. This creates a unique shape with a soft top and a more grounded bottom. Next, I add the text. I start with just the initial of the name, pick a font and place it in the center. I size it up until it feels balanced inside the magnet shape. To position everything properly, I use guidelines. I mark the bottom of the initial and the bottom of the magnet outline. Then draw a rectangle between those points to find the center. I place a guideline there and delete the rectangle. Then I type in the name Luca, choose a clean font and place it neatly in the lower section between the initial and the bottom of the magnet. Next, I convert all text to curves. Then I copy and paste the magnet outline because I'll use it for the top layer structure. I take the initial and trim it using the copied shape so it becomes part of the top layer design. Now the name and initial form one grouped structure that will be cut and engraved together. The idea is that I'm working with two layers. The base layer is one material and the top layer is matte acrylic. The initial gets cut out of the top layer and the actual letter will be cut separately from bronze acrylic and fitted into it like a puzzle piece. After that, I remove the fill and set everything to a red hairline outline for laser cutting. And that's pretty much it. From here, I repeat the exact same process, but with different initials and different names. The structure stays the same, I just swap out the details and rebuild each magnet. This keeps everything consistent while still making each piece unique. Now I decided to add more detail because just the initials felt a bit too simple. I found fruits and vegetable vectors on Pinterest along with cutting board shapes. I place a cutting board in the center and scale it to the size I want. Then I place a fruit on top of it and resize it until it fits properly and looks balanced. Next, I go to Object, Shaping and select Boundary to create a clean outline around the cutting board. This gives me a base shape and top layer setup. Then I separate the base from the top layer. I take the fruit and trim it using the cutting board shape, turning it into a cutout that fits like a puzzle piece. This lets me cut the fruit from mirror acrylic and inlay it into the main design. After that, I remove the fill, set everything to red hairline and repeat the same process for all the other fruits, vegetables and cutting boards. have it, a personalized gift that's not only meaningful and unique, but also a great product to add to your range if you're looking to grow a laser business. If you'd like to make this project yourself, you can get all the materials used in this video from MaxLaser. And if you are interested in starting your own side hustle or your own laser business, contact MaxLaser to book a demo and see one of our machines in action. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll check you in the next one.